Antifa rages on! No more with Iran!
Just go over there.
What about hands off the Negroes?
No, you see,
I'm trying to get my ass whipped in the streets.
you do like this and then
I want to be free. I want freedom. Oh no, y'all got privilege. We don't. Y'all quick to go protest something way over there. What about we going on right here?
I don't see y'all much for us.
I'm appalled. I am appalled. They've been committing genocide on our people for over 500 years.
Y'all can't. Peace,
Oh,
they have
count.
gold. No way. Nah, you don't really have it.
Oh yeah, open up the prison door. That's a good one.
Hey, y'all seen all the men work out of prison?
Yeah, it was a gang of about 10 of them, 11 of them.
One of them celebrated his birthday and posted it.
Stupid, man. He got caught, though.
No, he didn't. The light skinned nigga?
The one with
He just got caught.
Hey,
just got his
hey,
ass.
don't forget.
I watched that shit yesterday. That
Oh,
shit,
damn.
I said, you stupid, bro. I said, bro, if you would just chill.
Oh, that's still
Yeah,
talking
dude,
about
go to your baby mama house and chill.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, just don't.
No, go somewhere else you ain't never been before and chill.
I'd have been up under the bridge somewhere.
Hey, somewhere I ain't never been seen before. Trying to find an exit plan to store away on the ship. To be out of there, I'm gonna be a whole new person.
Depending on how long you've been locked up, you don't realize, bro, they got cameras everywhere, bro. Even like the police got cameras set up certain places, bro. Like, they got license plates and shit. They're doing that for face recognition too. Like, them tattoos and shit. So, like, he got tattoos that's like very noticeable.
Yeah, you gonna automatically you ain't
You
gonna
know
do
what I'm saying?
nothing.
Like, so you can't be out there, like out in the street.
I'll be out there with the mask on. Why you can have your mask on? Like I'm
already
like,
seen all that.
oh yeah. The whole, I know the ski mask.
Very shiesty shit, bro. That's what I'm wearing every day, bro. Like, I'm trying to cover from head to toe.
While we live and let's go ahead and run through something real quick. Let's run through Isaiah 14 real quick. Isaiah 14. All right. Oh, first, Shalom, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come in week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom called America. As you can see, we was in the middle. We was here first. Okay, just want to let everybody know we was here first. It was in the middle of the protest against the war in Iran. What about the war against our people right here on American soil? That's why we have the lower protest in court. Before we get started, we want to give all glory and praise to Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai and the Holy Spirit of truth. I'll say, Kal,
Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Mama.
Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone of my elder here one as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth, the sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom.
Isaiah 14:9.
No, let's start at verse 1.
It's Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Right, so we're not looking for no mercy from Esau. How they trying to protest for mercy for Iran, right? Iran over there killing people too. Unaliving people too.
Come on.
Go ahead.
It says, and will choose Israel
So we're chosen by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
and set them in their own land.
So now all that fighting over that area that they doing is our land anyway, and the Lord's gonna pluck us out of this place and move us into our righteous area. Matter of fact, hold on, let's get Ecclesiastes. So everything on the sun at the time of the season. Ecclesiastes. Oh no.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter time and season.
Start at 1, 3 and 1.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Right, so there's a time for prophecy, right? So we're seeing these prophetic times. It said at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry. So now we're witnessing all the things that we've been speaking about for years come to pass right now. Through the power of Yahweh by Shema Shai. So everything has a time and a season, all right? We had a time to be in captivity and have pressure put on us by Esau, but there's going to be a time where that's going to come to an end. Go ahead.
Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to unalive, a time to plant and a time to pluck up which is planted.
Right, so a time to be born and a time to be unalive, right? All right, so now, get hold that spot, get 2 Kings 2 and 7 real quick. First Kings 2
and 7, you said?
Yeah, 2 and 7. You hold your spot.
2 Kings 2 and 7.
1 Kings 2 and 7. 1 Kings 2 and 7. So remember what he just said. There's a time, a season for everything. A time to be born, a time to be unalive, a time to be plucked up, and a time to be planted. Remember that, right?
This is 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 7. Will show kindness unto the sons of Israel.
He says 2 Kings 2 and 7?
Yeah, 1 Kings 2 and 7. Hold on. Somebody first. Yeah, 1 Samuel, it's like
First Samuel 2 and 7. It's 1 Samuel.
yeah.
It's 1 Samuel 2 and 7. Yahweh will make it poor and make it rich.
Right, so we're impoverished as a nation. And that was spoken of in Deuteronomy 28. So we shall be the tail and he shall be the head. All right? So there's a time and a season for everything, man. Read that part again, Baba Kusha.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Go ahead, keep going.
A time to be born and a time to unalive, a time to plant and a time to pluck up which is planted.
So we all know that we don't operate outside of nothing but what the will of Yahweh by Shema Shai is. So now we had a season where we were to be unalived as a nation, become the tail, and while Esau was risen up as the head, all right, for we to be, and there's going to be a time for us, and we were plucked up out of our land and planted over here, but it's going to be another plucking up, and we're going to be planted in our righteous land. Go ahead.
All right, back at 1 Samuel 2 and 7. Yahweh will make it poor and make it rich.
Right, so we were brought down to a low condition because of our transgressions. Go ahead.
He bringeth low and lifteth up.
Right.
He raises up the poor out of the dust and lift up the beggar from the dunghill.
See that? See that? Now lift up the beggar from the dunghill. So if you go into the story of the rich man and Lazarus, right? That's exactly what it's talking about. The rich man Esau's all high and mighty now, but he's being brought down low as we're being lifted up. See, there's a time and a season for everything. And as we see these prophecies unfold, we understand it's our time for our captivity to be turned right before our own eyes. See that? So going back to what you were reading right there in Ecclesiastes, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 2. A time to be born and a time to unalive, a time to plant and a time to pluck up which is planted, a time to unalive and a time to heal.
A time to unalive and a time to heal, right? Somebody's gonna be unalived out of this, and somebody's gonna be healed out of this, right? Who's coming? Who's the Lord coming to heal? He's coming to heal the children of Israel. That's what he did through Yahweh Shai, through his word, right? And but who is this coming back with dyed garment from Basra? That's Yahweh Shai coming to do the opposite of heal, and opposite of bringing to life, to be unalive. So these individuals that set up the system. We got talking codes, yeah. You know, these individuals that set up this system, you're right, that set up this system that oppressed us while they're around here fighting for talking about free Iran. What about us? Talking about open up the prison. There's one down the street. They need to open up.
They just building a new one, Alligator Alcatraz.
Right, Alligator Alcatraz, right over there in South Florida. See that? So they constantly attacking Jake right in front of their faces. But they want to go fight for some people 10,000 miles away that wish they were unalive. While you over here protesting the chant for Iran, Iran's talking about DTA all day. You see that? You protesting for something, and what are we talking about? Talking about BLM, which means nothing to these individuals. It's all a political ploy to keep the people in America divided so the upper elites can do the handle their business and push their agenda. Not knowing that Yahweh Bashim al-Shah breathing down their neck, and they don't even see them standing behind them. You see that? So there's a time to be plucked up. Matter of fact, somebody get James 5:1 real quick. So somebody finna be on the line. Somebody finna be brought down low. All right?
It's James chapter 5, verse 1.
Now remember the story of the rich man and Lazarus, meaning Jacob. Esau and Jacob. Let's go.
Go to now, ye rich men. Weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments moth-eaten.
Right, so they're coming as moth-eaten. Their riches are corrupted. That's how the corruption with the dollar. You see that? They pimped everybody with the dollar, stole all the resources off the earth, and housed them in their facilities, right? And it's an agenda to have total dominance and total control over the earth, led by who? The Zionists in Israel. I hope I can say that. You know? Right, so it's an agenda. If you read the Albert Pike letter, you have to get the political Zionists going against the Muslims, right? And that's going to be the three-war agenda, the three-war whatever it's called to push their agenda, right? So now what they don't understand is they're being driven to do that by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh. So now as they're trying to push their agenda, they're being brought down low and can't even see it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Verse 3, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you.
Right, so they got all the money and all the gold and everything, right? And all the substance that they, and the resources that they, and the dominance that they put on the earth is going to be a witness of who the wicked is when Yahweh Shai shows up. See that? That's why he's setting them up for that. It's an easy setup. Yeah, give it to him, take more, take more, take more. See? I got something for you. So now they'll be caught red-handed. Get it? Go ahead.
And shall eat up your flesh as it were fire.
Right, take a child, right? Because Esau's like children, right? It says, the scripture says, women are our oppressors and children rule over. That child that rules over versus Esau, right? So now, when you see a child dancing around the cookie jar, right? If you know he's about to take the cookies out the cookie jar after you told him not to. If you say something to that child before he sticks his hand in that cookie jar, what are you gonna say? Oh, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Now, if he sticks his hand in the cookie jar, right, and you say, stop taking those cookies, and he hasn't taken a cookie yet, he's going to say, no, I was just straightening them out. Right? But what happens when he starts taking the cookies out of the cookie jar? Now he's caught red-handed. See how the Lord's setting him up? See how the Lord is the one that gave him total dominance over the earth. What is that? Wisdom Solomon 6, yeah. The Lord, every rulership that you see on the earth, the Lord set them up. Somebody grab that real quick. Wisdom of Solomon 6. Let's not. All right, come on.
Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6, verse 1. Hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand. Learn, ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. Right, ruling over nations. For power is given you of the Lord.
Right.
And the sovereignty from the highest.
Right. So you were somebody get Daniel 4 and 12.
Right.
You were set up by Yahweh by Shema Shai. So give ear, listen to the Lord, but they cannot listen to the Lord. They weren't set up to be able to hear and understand and learn. That's why it says, surely oppressing maketh a wise man mad.
Right.
They become foolish and start ruling over the people vigorously.
Thinking that they did it themselves.
Right.
Who shall try your works and search out your counsel?
Search out your counsel, and he's going to find nothing but wickedness when he searches it out. All right, somebody got?
This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 12. The leaves thereof were bare.
No. 4, that's 4 and 12. Those are 4 and 7.
Then came in the magicians.
No, 17.
4 and 17?
Yeah.
All right, this is Daniel 4 and 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the Holy One.
All right, the man by the watchers and the Holy One, that's us teaching the whole, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
to the intent that the living may know.
Oh, who are the living? The ones that everybody thought was dead. So this is we're getting this understanding so that we know that, keep going,
That the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
You see that? So now he wanted us to have the understanding that he ruleth in the kingdom of men. So he set up whoever he wants to set up. So now we're comforted in that because there's a reason why the Lord is setting up all these. There's a reason why he set up Nebuchadnezzar. There's a reason why he set up Cyrus the Great. He called Cyrus the Great his servant. You see that? There's a reason why he set up Alexander the Great. There's a reason why Esau is ruling the earth right now as we speak, bars. You see that? So he's being set up for his downfall. All right, let's get back to
Hey,
Isaiah 14.
I got you.
Hey, just like with the 48ers and the Palestinians, man. Hey, just like what Trump said, oh, they're both going at it and don't know what the fuck they're doing. Hey, nah, that's the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai controlling them, man. And he ruleth in the kingdom of men, man. So, hey, Trump don't know what's going on. Why? Because that's what's going on is leading him and his country to their demise, man. It's all the works of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
It looks like the Lord is certifying him as being the king of Babylon. He said it himself. He said he runs America and the whole world. That's what Trump said out of his mouth verbatim. All right, let's get to that Isaiah 14:1 again.
All right, this is Isaiah 14:1.
So understand that the reason why we see the things that are happening today is all according to prophecy, because it's the time and season to everything under heaven. All right, go ahead.
It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
Right, so we're not looking for mercy from these other individuals while they're trying to pray for mercy for Iran. And Iran blowing stuff up too. They're unaliving people also. Go ahead. For their own Islamic agenda. They want an Islamic order on the earth. Israel wants a satanic order on the earth. You see that? So it's more of a, yeah, it's finances and war involved, but this is a spiritual warfare. This is what they want to dictate and run the earth forever. You see that? So this is way bigger than Nino Brown. See, everybody see everything from face, like from face. You gotta go beneath the surface, peel back the layer of the onion, and get to the root. And just like how when was it Elijah was sent to battle against the prophets of Baal, we're in that same kind of spirit going against the prophets of Baal again. But this time, when the Lord destroys the prophets, this time that altar that he set on fire, that he said put water on, do all that, that's going to be America. You see that? So now this time the Lord's going to destroy all the idols of Baal. All right, go ahead.
All right, Isaiah 14:1, it says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land.
So it was a time to be plucked up and a time to be planted. So we're going to be plucked up out of this place, right? And planted in our own land. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. It says, and the strangers shall be joined with them. And they shall
So
cleave
those
to the house
are
of Jacob.
other Israelites. Those strangers are other Israelites. Keep going.
Come. It says, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right?
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
So we're going to bring these other nations down low through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, put them in their natural place, because they're not in their natural place right now. That's why they all puffed up and high mighty. Because the Lord ain't put them in their place yet, but the Lord put them in their place. That's why you see all these protests going on. That's why you see division among Babylon. Babylon was established on division. Look at the Civil War. You see that? It's still that Mason-Dixon line and North and South division within America, even especially among our people. Go ahead.
Right. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
Right, so we're going to possess these other nations in the land of the Lord. Meaning put them in servitude and slavery. Go ahead.
It says, for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives.
No more alarm clocks. No more trying to beat traffic to work. The only thing you're going to be beating is ass. Go ahead.
Whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors.
They shall rule over their oppressors, right? There was a reason why Esau was created to be our oppressor, because the Lord don't like him. He had to build something contrary to him. He's only proven his existence to humanity. He's a witness unto himself. So So that's the only reason why Esau was created. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 11:8. It says the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. In his stead. So the tables are turning. All right. So it said the righteous is gonna be the deliverer out of trouble, and the wicked is gonna come up in their stead. All right. So they're gonna be in trouble in the times to come, what they are in right now. All right.
Hey, somebody, it's in Sirach, it says all men are made from the ground. Yes, in Sirach. And through much knowledge of the Lord has. All right, keep going and you got it?
It's Sirach, chapter 33, verse 10. And all men are from the ground.
Hold on 1 second. Is that a good place to start? Should we start up a little bit more? You said verse 10? Yep. So, matter of fact, let's really get rooted into the point. Start at verse 7, because the Lord made an object and he made something contrary to it on everything. There's two sides to everything. There's a balance. There's a light and a dark side to everything created. Go ahead. Just like you have the sun and you got the moon. You know what I'm saying? So that shows you that not everybody's equal on this earth, because not every day is equal. Not every light is equal. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord put everything in order, even the people, humanity. Go ahead.
Sirach 33:7. Why doeth one day excel another?
Why do one day excel another? Because there's separation between the two. Go ahead.
When there's all the light of every day, and the year is of the sun.
Right, because you have some regular days, you have some holy days. Go ahead.
Verse 8.
Even though the sun gonna rise and fall the same way every single day, but some days are set apart. They're set apart to be different from other days. Think about the children of Israel. Go ahead.
By the knowledge of Yahweh, they were distinguished, and he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them have he made high days and hallowed them, and some of them have he made ordinary days.
Right, so he could do it to the same thing to people. Go ahead.
Verse 10.
So this is getting an understanding about why we have to bring these individuals to their place, to put us in our righteous place. Go ahead.
And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth.
All right, so all of Adama, which means from the ground, from the earth. We're all created from the earth, from the same soil we were created, but there's a difference. All right, because creation didn't start on the earth. You see that? We already existed in the heavens. Some were on the right-hand side, some were on the left-hand side. And that has to be manifested in this world through their deeds and their actions. All right, that's gonna show what side of the Lord they come from. Go ahead.
Verse 11. In much knowledge, Yahweh have divided them and made their ways diverse.
Right, so he had made their ways diverse. So the ways of these individuals are diverse from the ways of these individuals, even though the ways of these individuals influence these individuals. There's scripture in Psalms that says the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduces them. So we are seduced by the ways of the wicked, just like how a child sees Bobby playing crazy in the playground, and they go to his mom and their dad like, why can't I do that? Bobby doing it. Bobby's not my child. See, I'm gonna teach you correctly. That's what the Lord's doing with us. And the only reason why Esau was set up for that correction. Go ahead.
Verse 12. Some of them have he blessed and exalted, and some of them have he sanctified and set near himself.
Right, and that's the children of Israel that he sanctified and set near himself and exalted. Go ahead.
But some of them have he cursed and brought low.
Ooh, there goes that being brought low again. So didn't it say once those curses are lifted upon us, it shall fall upon the heathen? Right? Now we're witnessing that before our very eyes. So now if we're witnessing this, that just goes to show everything that's spoken by Yahweh by Shem Shai is faithful and true. So he said he's going to bring them low right in front of our face. He's going to make a big audience for this. Right? Everybody going to see this devil being brought low. The person, he said, man, the person that nobody thought could be conquered. That's how he set them up. Nobody thought they were going to be able to take Esau down. They conquered the whole earth. Go ahead.
And turned out of their places.
Right.
Verse 13. And as clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so is man in the hand of him that made him.
Right, so is man in the hand of him that made him. So how you gonna tell the potter how to make his clay? Out of one cloth he made a vessel to honor and another to dishonor.
Go ahead. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 42, verse 24. All things are double one against another, and he have made nothing unperfect.
That shows the perfection. How is the whole world going to understand how righteous the children of Israel was set up to be if they don't understand what wickedness is? Matter of fact, hold that. Yo, somebody get it's all about the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. Romans 8 and 20 real quick. Romans 8 and 20.
This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
The reason, who is the him that subjected the same in hope? Right? That's Yahweh Shema Shai. Who was the creature that was made subject to vanity? Adam. He was made subject to sin, not willingly. It's not like he wanted to go out, but there was a wicked root in Adam that the Lord was exposing and purging out of it, and we're to this point almost to completion. We're almost perfect. See that? Everything. Read that again. What you just brought out.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 42, verse 24. It says, all things are double, one against another, and he hath made nothing unperfect.
He hath made nothing unperfect. He made Esau perfectly wicked. Now he's making Israel perfectly righteous. All right?
Verse 25, it says, one thing establisheth the good of another, and who shall be filled with the beholding of his glory?
Good. So we shall be fulfilled with the beholding of his glory. All right? So now it shows the perfection in the other. How seeing how wicked Esau is, it shows the perfection of the children of Israel. All right? Go back to where we was up Sirach.
Isaiah.
Yeah, no, Sirach.
Sirach 33 and 13. As the clay is in the part of his hand and fashioned it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him to render to them as like him best.
Right, so render to him as like him best. Now bring that out real quick.
Romans 8 and 21.
No, the Romans 9 that you know.
This is Romans chapter 9, verse 21. Have not the powder power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Right, see, you see that? So we got to go through these. This is us being formed by the potter. We're being formed to perfection, right? To be just like Yahweh Shai. That's where I'm formed. Like the first Adam was made a living soul, the second Adam made a quickening spirit. Paraphrasing. See that? So we're all the way from the time of Adam to the time of Yahweh Shai. All these things needed to happen to lead us to our perfection so we can enjoy the kingdom with Yahweh Shai. Because if not, we'll just be just like these other nations. You see that? So we have to be beautified and perfected, because guess what? You go into Ezekiel chapter 16, he talks about how he beautified us, putting the jury on and stuff like that. He was talking about the laws, right? But the laws were only going to be able to take us so far. So we had to be made subject to vanity, because so when we broke those laws, the laws weren't going to make us perfect. Sacrificing a lamb or a goat is not going to make us perfect. But the sacrifice of Yahweh Shai is what brought us to perfection. You see that? And it had to happen in order for us to be able to be formed as a righteous vessel to be able to enter into that second covenant. That's completion. Once he puts the laws in our inward parts, we're complete at that time. Then it is done. Now we can go around the earth whooping ass because we're doing righteously. So he gave Esau the sword, right? When he gave Esau the sword, what happened? He did it out of greed and out of wickedness, right? But he said we shall wake upon our bed with a two-edged sword. They ain't talking about the scriptures because we got them in our head. That's talking about that sword. That's talking about that sword. So we're going to be like how Esau was beating ass out of wickedness. We're going to be beating ass out of righteousness, man. What they say, flying on the backs of the Philistines. All right, that was it. Let's get back. All right, now let's get back to this Isaiah 14. So now with us having that righteous understanding, we're going to bring the people to their place. They're going to be in servitude under us. All right? So all these things that you see happen on the earth must happen, all right, in order for us to get to that point. Go ahead.
All right, back to Isaiah 14 and 2. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
See that? So we're going to take them captives whose captives we were. We're in servitude. These right here. Right here. See that? Hold that son up real quick. His dirty work. Yeah. Guilty as charged. See that? See all that? The Lord put the Spirit on them to do that. He made a perfect vessel of wickedness. No, take your time. Front and back. Front and back. All right? So now, understanding that, we understand how the Lord operates. Ain't nothing done just by cause. Everything is structured and done in order by the goodness of His will. All right. So now, Esau thinks he's in good case because of the position that he's in. But what he say? You didn't think about what was going to come to you in the latter time. You ruled the nations with a rod of iron, but didn't think what's going to happen in the end. You didn't think about what the outcome was going to be. All right, go ahead.
It says, whose captains they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right. So this is the Lord going into like the salvation of Israel, right, and the outcome of America and Esau. Go ahead.
And it says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest.
And that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on rest for the Lord. Now we're resting in the Lord now doing this work. It said, this is the rest we're in, will cause a weary to rest. And the Lord said, Yahushua said, take on his yoke, because his yoke is light, his burden is not heavy. All right? It's easy. Even though it seems to be hard, but compared to what's going to come, it's going to be a lot easier than what these 2/3 of our people in these other nations going to have to go through. Right? Because like we're starting to see the pressure lift up off us. Once you get that mental pressure lift up off you, like and your mindset changes to where like you're not easily bothered by certain shit, man, you can walk through this shit like Yahushua did. So we're not gonna get the extent of it that he got, but he's gonna give us the spirit of power, love, and of a sound mind. A sound mind is gonna be a hot commodity in that day because there ain't gonna be too many of them out here. You know, a person that can think logically in a situation of turmoil like that, that's why he says he shall make a man more precious than fine gold. You know what I'm saying? Pressure can bust pipes and it can also create diamonds. But you got a piece of that? Go ahead.
Psalms chapter 33, verse 8. Let all the earth fear Yahweh, and let all the inhabitants of the earth stand in awe of him. For he spake, and it was done. He commanded, and it stood fast. The Lord brings the counsel of the heathen to naught. He makes the devices of the people of none effect. The counsel of Yahweh stands
He made the devices of the people of none effect. So the devices talking about their imagination said no weapon formed against us, right? This is that's the ultimate device of Revelation 13 and 16. That's the device of all devices. All right? Because the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites of the Holy Bible, the Most High Yahweh's chosen people. And we're getting deliverance to our Savior, Yahushua. All right, go ahead. You want to speak on it?
I'm going to just say, it says, the Lord spake and it stood fast. The Lord gave us these prophecies, and now we see them coming to pass. That's 2 Ezra 15:1. Speak down to the ears of my people the words of prophecy. We're seeing these prophecies come to pass. So we're seeing the counsel of the heathen being brought down. We're seeing our captivity being brought to an end. And we're seeing Esau being brought low. These are all things the Lord foretold us of.
Go ahead.
It's on the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Starting verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Right. We still got some major prophecies that need to happen before that end comes. We need the Revelation 13, and this ultimately can lead up to that. With everything that's going on economically in the earth, it's going to lead to, bring it up again, it's going to lead to that hour of temptation. All right, the ultimate device, the device of all devices. This is what he's going to push, all right? This is the new economic money system that they're going to try to push on the whole world. But the Lord said, those that keep his word and his patience, he shall keep them, meaning protect them from that. But once we see that happening, once we see that they're introducing a new monetary system, like the elder said in his lesson, that America is still trying to hold on, right? So what are they going to do? They're trying to create they're going to create a digital form of the dollar and still trying to set themselves up as being the front runner when they try to set up this new system, right? But you see the people, like the nations are leaning more towards China, right? So you see the BRICS being set up, you see Russia being set up as a military backing, Iran, North Korea, all right? So they got muscle, and all they need is money. See, they're making all these strategic economic moves to build their economies. They've been doing that since, well, before that, but they had a quick rebound in 2020. But see, America didn't have that quick rebound like China did. It was a reason why, because they had help. All right, so they got some outside forces trying to help them be the financiers of the new system that's to come. right, which ultimately going to lead to destruction of America. All right, go ahead. You got a precept? All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 26. And I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. So
those judges gotta be set out to call them to the righteousness of us teaching right now. All right, so we are the judges of the earth, leading Israel back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, he said he's gonna call for it. He said, I send saviors upon the earth. Can you imagine that? The Lord looking at you as a savior of his people? And we like little mini Yahweh Shai. That is a wonderful calling. And there's a responsibility and a set of accountability behind that. You can't just stick your chest out, yeah, I'm a man of the Lord. There's actions that need to be done behind that. All right?
Got it.
Right, so, go on.
Oh yeah, I was just saying like how they say on Peter Parker and Spider-Man. So with great power comes great responsibility.
Right,
so
right.
A great responsibility that he's bestowed upon us.
And you go back to the book of Genesis, when we had that great power, we were tyrants on the earth. See that? We didn't have the level of understanding that we needed to have those great powers. But it's going to be given back to us. All right? All right, go ahead.
But the point was restoration that I wanted to touch on. Like we're seeing the restoration of that, what cannot just explain right now with the whole Iran and Israel situation, with the whole recession, the 25% of chance of recession, that the whole nine, and us being out here today, setting up and teaching and having our people to come back and being in the way in the highways and byways, that's all a part of that restoration.
All right, let's go.
Back to Isaiah. All right, back at Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 3. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from thy hard bondage, wherein thou was made to serve.
Right. So the Lord's gonna give us rest. I'm tired.
It says,
tired, boss.
It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Ooh, that we're gonna take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. Haven't we been doing that? Hey, they got mad. They get mad when you do that too. Boy, they get so big mad, bro. Like how Trump said, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. No, he said, they know what the fuck they're doing. All right, go ahead.
It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor seized? The golden city seized?
How's the golden city seized? How's that golden city seized? This is what Trump called it, the golden era of America. The golden city. They don't even know what they be speaking out of their mouth sometimes. That's like the Lord be taking their mouth. Do this, say this, that, and third. Say, what did it say that their tongue shall fall upon them? Go ahead.
Verse 5 says, the Lord Yahweh have broken the staff of the wicked.
And we're seeing that's the staff of the wicked. That's America. These, let me get it again. Yeah, get this too. These individuals that come from this, right? America, Esau's wicked in general, but that staff that they're using, that hammer of the earth, which thinks everything else is a nail, right? Was set up coming out of this, right? Which they set up, but how's a hammer of the earth broken asunder? See that? Go ahead.
It says the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked.
The Lord have broken the staff of the wicked, man. Who is that? The staff is America. So the Lord, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand that they are the Israelites of the Holy Bible. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. That's what I thought it was. That's what's up. He was always cool too. He was always cool. All right, keep going.
And the scepter of the rulers.
Right.
He who smote the earth in wrath.
He who smote the earth in wrath, right?
A continuous stroke.
With a continual stroke. You gotta read that right.
It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continuous scroll.
Meaning he ain't let up. We ain't gonna let up either.
It says, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindered.
Like, so he gonna be persecuted. Ain't nobody gonna bat no eye at this devil, man. Ain't nobody gonna care about America getting bombarded with missiles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
It says the whole earth is at rest.
The whole earth. See that on the back of her shirt? That's what America gonna look like. That's what America gonna look like. Man, the whole earth is at rest. You see that? The whole earth waiting on this stuff to happen, waiting on the prophecies of the Lord. These other nations low key saying, "Hurry up, Israel, get right."
It says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing, yea, the fire trees rejoice. Oh, yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee. And the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come against us.
Right, that's what these other nations are going to be saying. Since they are laid down and no fellas has come up against us. But some people are going to be risen up to come against them and put them in servitude. Go ahead.
It says, hell from beneath is moved from thee.
Move for thee.
It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee. To meet thee at thy coming.
All right, hell from beneath, that they stirred up, right? What did he say? He is as death and hell follow. So they bring unalive and in hell everywhere they go. And they think because they hold themselves up on a high pedestal, on a high horse, that they ain't going to be down there with all the turmoil and chaos that he calls at the bottom. Right? But the Lord said, hell, matter of fact, they pardon will make a space for this devil to fall down. Go ahead.
It says, hell from beneath is moved for thee, to meet thee at thy coming.
Good.
It stirred up the dead for thee. Even all the chief ones of the earth.
Even all the chief ones of the earth. So pause that real quick. What? Keep going.
Even all the chief of the earth. It have raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. It says, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
That's what these other nations are saying, especially Iran. Oh yeah? Oh you weak, huh? Like, man, listen, it took the spirit of the Lord. Iran would have never touched a nuclear, a U.S. facility or base or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because America was the hammer of the earth, where nobody finna move. All right, because they gonna send all. You see what the history of America, what they did. You see what they did to Gaddafi, did to Saddam Hussein, did to Bin Laden. You see that?
And they got and I was just talking about this prior week. America's whole history is nothing but war and lies. Because what's the big thing now? They're saying that nuclear facilities, and then as you see on social media, they pushing more and more, saying this is the same lie that they said with Saddam Hussein. Weapons did I say that? Like
WMD.
WMD. It's the same thing that they say now. So it's the same exalted heart that they have, thinking like, okay, we could do this. Who's gonna bring us down? Because they have that huge military force and great special forces and like aerial defense. Like, come on, man, that's all just a haughty heart.
Right. And it's crazy part about it because the Lord set them up for that. That's why they set up the dragon, which is the European Union, and the beast, which is NATO, right? Them being set up. But here's the thing. As it stands right now, couldn't no nation, Russia, nobody come up against America like that. Because they have to deal with NATO. But Russia's being set up. What does it say in Revelation 13? Who can make war with the beast? That bear is being set up according to Ezekiel 38. He shall stir up the spirit of the Medes against them. So now with doing that, these nations are turning against America. He shall stir up the kings of the earth. So now you see nations being surrounded. He said, put yourself in array against Babylon round about. The Lord is raising up enemies against this place. And then ultimately that they still gonna have their pride because they still think they're gonna have the backing of NATO. But then the Lord got something for that. He said, these 10 shall turn and hate the whore and burn her with fire.
Hey, they think it gonna have to back up from NATO.
Yeah.
He wanted to pull away from NATO and not be a part of it.
Right. So now, because like last year, was it last year? I think it was last year. It was a real cold winter, one of the coldest winters, right? But the few that with everything that was going on with Ukraine and Russia and America getting involved with it, sending all that funding through Biden, right? They cut off some of the petroleum supply to Europe, so they ain't had no energy. It was cold as fuck over there. They're like, oh wait a minute. So then you had European Union nations and NATO nations that were looking at America with the side eye like, yo, bro, we going through this because of you. You see that? So that's the Lord stirring them up. These 10 shall turn and hate the whore and shall burn her with fire and make her desolate. See that? Everybody gonna switch up on America. Everybody. Go ahead.
All right. Back to Isaiah.
The Lord said, that's right.
Chapter 14, verse 10. It says, all day shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
So now you have when the bully gets struck and people start to stand up against the bully, he has to find another prey to make the people weak again and fear him again. All right? And he's trying to do that with Iran, but Iran was like, no, buddy, not today. The buck stops here, pal. That's the white way of saying you got me fucked up. All right, man.
It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, and the worm is spread under thee.
Right. So they're gonna be eating, like it's gonna be a decaying thing. You know what the worms do? They eat away at things until it totally consumes it. And that's what the Lord's doing to this place. Go ahead.
It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread unto thee. Under thee, and the worms cover thee. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? It says, how art thou cut down to the ground?
How art thou cut down to the ground, right? Keep going.
Which did weaken the nations?
All right, so we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, let's go to verse 21 real quick. All right.
Verse 21.
All right.
It says, prepare slaughter for his children.
See that? What did we read earlier? There's a time to be born and a time to be unalive. Please read that again.
It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their father.
It says, so they've been doing wickedness from the beginning. It says his bones are filled with the sins of his youth. And that's how they established themselves. That's how they got through all that wickedness. That's how they got to that mighty point. And so the Lord said, oh yeah, you reached the point that you can't surpass. Go ahead.
It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land.
Nor possess the land.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Nor fill the face of the world with cities. So the Lord's gonna flatline all this shit, right? All right? Just like how he's doing in the clouds right now. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up because it's gonna be a thunderstorm. I ain't playing with the lightning because we're right by some trees. But right now we're gonna give all glory and praise to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit of truth. Kal,
Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Mama.
Double honors to the elder apostles, the great millstone of my elder here one as well. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom. Hey, and keep on this page right here. We got some more pages that are going to be opening up because they shut down our other pages. So keep it locked in so we give y'all more pages. Shalom.
Shalom.
Ain't no more main page. We lying that way.
The network. We got like Irish.
Oh, no, I'm cool, man. I was in that pool.
Hey, what page was we on?
I was watching you.
Yeah, I was in the pool.